For me, Twitter is like going to a cocktail party. That's really what it's like. You, first of all, have a look at what you do at Facebook. It's very intimate. You're sitting at a dinner table. You're talking to the people who you want to connect with and really chat to. LinkedIn, that's going to that real networking event where you're handing out business cards. Twitter is, for me, the cocktail party. You putting on your best face, you don't know who you're going to meet, it might be business, it might end up being social, but the one thing about going there is that you really have to mingle, and you have to find out a certain amount about each person to see whether you want to connect with them or not. And for me, that's the best headspace to put yourself in with Twitter. And the key to Twitter, because of that, is to be as direct as possible, as open as possible, and as real as possible. If you get that right, you'll find a really good space for yourself within the Twitter platform. Choose one person that you really connect with, or choose a topic. People don't use Twitter search enough. And it's really easy. They've even got a section where they have advanced search, so you can narrow it down to a specific location that you want. Use that search and find one person who you've connected with, and then see who they are following and who they are engaging with. And then start to let that network spider across. I think the biggest failing is that people go to Twitter without strategy. You have to go to Twitter with strategy, unless you're there to just have a good time and make friends, but the majority of people aren't. Majority of people have some kind of plan. They want to build a brand, they want to build their business, they're baking cookies and they want to sell them. Someone's always doing something. You have to have a plan. You have to know why you're there, what you're trying to achieve. And for me, the biggest thing is to know the content that you want to talk about. You can't just talk about everything. You've got to have a look at your personality and say, within the scope of my personality, these are the topics that I can talk about. If I all of a sudden tomorrow had to start talking about soccer and being a rugby expert, it would be so out of character because it's not me. So stay in character, but you have to have a strategy. Even if you're there to try and figure out what you can get out of it, that's still your strategy. First of all, I had a big plan. So I have written a book and I am determined to get it published. So that was my plan. And it is still part of my strategy. So within the strategy, I was looking at becoming really well known so that people would say, oh, she's already got a following and it would be easier for me to get published. That was my plan, and today it is still my plan. It hasn't changed. And then what I did was, I was very lucky because I was one of the first South Africans who was active online. So I wasn't getting tips or advice from South Africans. I was dealing with international people, especially Americans. And Americans are very big on three things: follow back, say thank you, and return the favor. And they taught me that, and I have never ever wavered from that. Look, there's crazy people out there, we have to admit. So I monitor who I follow, but I do follow everyone back who has purpose and point and isn't an egg. I thank everyone for communicating with me, and then I do. When they engage with me, I engage back. I'm always happy to retweet and comment and share. And I've stuck to that strategy from day one, and it's worked.